challenge. Do the computer games make us think the right thing about these castles? You've seen castles, okay? You've seen a little bit about how they change, but do computer games make us think the right thing? I've got some pictures to show you, all right? I'm going to whiz through them. Look carefully. Number one, this, according to the computer game, is how castles looked. It says that there are square towers, lots of towers, not just one, and it says there are 2 walls protecting the castle, okay? That's the first thing the game suggests. The game also suggests that there are at least 2 protective walls, and there is a rounded tower, and there are square towers. Finally, looking this way, guys, it says everything's on a hill, that they're rounded and they're square. When did round towers get invented? Look at the date on your little thing. China, are you paying attention?
1270.
Good girl. Towers were invented when, Palmveer?
1271.
Round towers, 1272. The computer games we've looked at were set, that means the date that they were set in was 1191. Were round towers invented then? No. Were multiple walls around the castles invented then? No, they were invented in 1272, later than the game. These computer games you've worked out are not necessarily teaching you the real history. And you're going to explain this by writing some sentences which will ultimately help you in your final assessment, okay? China, could you give those out to the back row for me? Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Nice and quick. You can get started as soon as you've got one, guys. On this sheet, yeah? Heike? Oh, that's all right. You can have it. There you go. Thank you. China, do you want to pass me some and I'll do this row here? Cheers, madam. So right on the sheet you get given, guys. Oh, that's what we do, Bevan. There you go. Thank you, China. Have a seat for me. So right on the sheet, please. Super. So read the instructions on the sheet. China, read your instructions. And you can write on the sheet. So Ella, you writing on the sheet? Good girl. It's fully explained for you. Yeah. So it says, I know, in 1191, I know that real castles looked like this. So look on the back. That's how real castles looked, isn't it? That's what you drew. So you would say they had a square tower and stone walls. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then compare that. What did you see in the computer games? I'll put the computer games pictures back up so you can use them to describe for the second part. Okay, so basically you're going to explain why castles are useful, why those games are useful, what we've looked at, why is it useful, what have they taught you that is true? What is true? Yeah, so you say they teach me that castles are castles are made of stone, which I know is true. Yeah, castles have towers, which I know is true. But did you know castles have round towers? No, not in that time. So you would say, next thing, they're not so useful. However, what they've got wrong is, yeah, tell me what computer games have got wrong. Okay, do that and come back and put it wrong. Yes, we did. Yeah, good man. Well done. Use that to help if you need it for the sentences. You all right here, guys? You understand what you're going to do? Yeah? So, what have they got right? What have the computer games got right?
They got right that there was castles.
Fantastic. Write that down. Yeah? So they've got right that. So,
If it would help, you could put
what did real castles look like?
so what you want me to look at is real cars.
There you go. Excellent. So that's what you write in there. Then tell me what computer games show up on the screen. Yeah? You okay, Priya? Yeah?
Yes.
Super duper. How doing, China? Okay, no worries. So, in the computer games, the castles look like this. What do they look like? Round towers, two halls, square towers, they're all different, made of stone. Yeah, so we can literally describe what you can see on the screen. Oh, you've done that right. That's why there's anything on it. Castles are square and we're not rounded, that's right. And made of stone. Alright. Fabulous focus, people. Well done. Yeah, what do they help you learn about castles? What have they got right? We'll look up on the screen just about castles. What have they got right? Castles were made of what?
Wood.
And what does the screen show? Yeah, the screen shows they're made of stone. Yeah, is that true? Yeah, they were made of stone, weren't they? So you could say it shows that the castles were made of stone. Yeah, which is true. You've got about another 3 or 4 minutes here, 7. You're doing fabulously. 1191, that's when it's set, so that's the date it was set in.
Features does that
You doing your work,
castle
Convir?
see on the board? I've got a picture on the board.
Where's the lid for this
Like-
one,
Is a square castle. It's kind of square.
There is, but there's also something else.
A round castle.
So it's a
Like square and round.
so it's that answer, yeah. Circle that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the game also suggests in 1191 what did they also that
Tall building.
yeah. So
Yeah.
third one now.
There was around the castle. One wall around the castle. More than one.
What do you think from looking at the picture?
I think it's more than one.
Yeah, because it says at least 2 protected walls.
Yeah.
But they didn't, because we know from this picture here that they only have
When
one.
was this game set?
But these have two.
1191.
This is later though, it says 1272.
Oh, yes.
So that picture there
Okay. How do they look?
looks quite similar to that one, doesn't it, of the game.
Does that make sense?
But the game is set before that in 1191. So really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Well done, yeah.
If you can, all right, I'd really love you to have a look at the extension question, the last bit, which says, what's the motive of these people?
What does that look like? It's called, does it look like
This bit here.
castle level? It's 1 level,
Third bullet point.
2 levels.
Which one are you stuck on, my dear? You know this. You told me this answer a few weeks ago. Yeah, you came up with a really brilliant point that how can they really, why do computer people make games? For fun. Do they make them for us to learn history? So are we maybe being a bit unfair to judge this as a piece of history? Yeah. Okay, everyone, we've got about another 1.5 minutes, and I'm going to really push your thinking in a minute, so be prepared to have those brain cells ruminating and cogitating. It means whizzing around and doing challenging things. What could you do if you wanted to test if this game was a good game and accurate? What would you do? What would you maybe get? Fabulous. What's the word we use for that? It begins with a C. Remember when we looked at how to be a really good historian? We said we ask questions, then we look at the sources and investigate, and then we cross-reference, we compare sources. That's it, yeah? So that's what a really good historian would do, all right? So get an explanation down. Well done. Right, everybody, sit up, my dear. Your final challenge. Just before we go, you've begun to explain on those answers that computer games are a little bit useful, but maybe a little bit wrong as well. Okay, that's ultimately what you're telling me in your answers from what I see. Can anyone move the class on and help us think why? Why do computer games maybe get things wrong? What is the purpose of a game? Is it to teach us or is it to have fun? Fun. Can anyone tell me more about this? What is the motive? What is the purpose? Are we being fair judging a computer game as a historical source? Are we being fair? No. Why not, Sanjay?
Because some people don't want to learn about history, they just want to play the game for fun.
Yes, spot on. So we are being a bit unfair, aren't we, about kind of being a bit critical, but this is what I want you to remember. It's up here. Part3, I'll take your question in a sec. We can learn history from so many different sources. It's still right there. Like games, films, the internet, books, and each source is going to give us a slightly different view. And if you're going to be super historians, you need to compare them. Now, this gentleman here reached that conclusion, didn't you? You said we should always compare sources to see if they're right or not. Okay, so remember that when you leave today. Good historians compare. They compare sources. Now, final point, if you've never been there and you like the idea of castles, the Tower of London is amazing. It's only a quick tube journey into London, about 25 minutes. I can guarantee it's one of the best days out, okay? Go there, get your parents to take you there, nag them until they take you. It is just such a cool castle, all right? Well done for today. You've worked very well. Names on the sheets and pass those to the end of the row, please.